More ragdoll. Hmm. Uh, hmm. Let's see if this still crashes. I think there's like animation issues. That fixed the problem. Okay, sweet. We're not going to worry about the rotation. There's the crash. Unreal Engine. Mm. To Ragdoll. Get socket location. Capsule tracking Ragdoll. Track from pelvis without offset. Oh, interesting. Huh.
Hi, my name is Andreas, and in this video I will show you a little bit how to go in Ragdoll and especially how to recover from it. In this case, from different poses like from a forward pose and from a backward pose. So let's get started. First for this, I just used the template, the first person one called it Ragdoll demo, and then here let's prepare a little bit the seed first. So it's a normal template, it's just a character that comes with the engine. So first of all, let's build a little ramp so we can test our Ragdoll a little bit better like you've seen in the video before. This comes with pretty nice, we want to do is giving this later a little bit more, but you can see he's already, I'm falling out of my capsule, and when I recover we have to character this later a little bit more, but you can see here's already some problems, like our camera is up here. So now the mesh has collision, and we simulate, and so this is already the result. It's not too bad. So going to Ragdoll is actually the easy part. We will improve this later a little bit more, but you can see here's already some problems, like our camera is up here, the character is down there, and we cannot go back to it. Yeah, so let's see how we can go back to it. So first we do a custom event, and then we call this to animation. As with the going to Ragdoll, we will just do it with a keystroke. So here let's choose like I don't know T, because it's beside the R, and then we say to animation. So when we hit this, we want now to recover from the ragdolling. So first thing we do is we will double check if we are really ragdolling. So we do branch here, hooks this up, and then next is we want to revert actually everything we did up there. So we will start with the mesh, the skeletal mesh, and for that one we want to stop the simulation. So we say set simulation here, and then hooks this up, and then new simulation 0. Next is we want to disable the collision.
Ah. So it's not this, it's
So as said, we do actually exactly the opposite of what we have done up there. And then next thing we want to do is we have the character movement to do in the capture. So first the capture, where what we want to do here is we want to enable the collision again, so for query and for physics. And then for the character movement to go back, we can take this and set the mode. And in this case, we want to go back to walking because we want to assure that when we stood up, that we are back in normal character movement. And the last thing we want to do is we want to say to the flag now we are not ragdolling anymore. So let's test this. When I do jumping, you see the camera still sticks there, the character is down there, and when I move around, the character sticks there, and I'm somewhere else. So we can visualize this a little.
okay. So I think this is potentially a bit better. We're essentially resetting their location and stuff like that. Hmm. Wait. Unreal Engine stop animation.
Hi guys, I'm not feeling very well today, so I will just be doing a very quick tutorial on how to work with mocap animations and adding start and stop animations for better fidelity of entire animation graph. So a few changes to the previous setup. I've tested different variables for this entire movement blend space to get at least two
Mm.
blend space.
A little bit better. When I go to the capsule itself, we can say do not hide in game, so we can see the capsule. I hope this is visible in the video, but here's the capsule now. When I go down here and do Ragdoll now, then you see where the capsule is. And now when I recover, then see he's wrongly rotated, he's still lying there, but I'm walking around with my capsule. And it's getting a little bit more clear if I do it in midair like this. So you can see I'm falling out of my capsule, and when I recover, the capsule just drops down, and I'm walking around. So let's fix this. And we do this by making sure that the capsule is actually at the position where our skeletal mesh is, which is driven by physics. So to do this, I do an event, and we call that update capsule location. And then we get our tick. And the tick will call this update, and we will make sure that the update is only executed when we are in ragdolling to optimize a little bit, but we will also need it a bit later, the true and false here at the end when we do some polishing. So when we are ragdolling, we want to do a line trace by channel, and first we need to find the start and at the end. And the start is the mesh, but to be more precise, we can actually use the get socket location because the bones are also considered as sockets in this case. So I can get the pelvis and say I start from there, and then I trace downward. So I will add a vector and then do something like minus 100 and trace from there. So let's enable draw debug for a second so we can see where this is happening. Next, we do a branch saying if we hit something, so below our pelvis, then we break the hit result and takes a location and promote that to a variable, and that variable we call it ground, or let's call it target ground location because it's below us, and then let's collapse this, connect this, and then if we don't hit anything, we still need this value to be set to something meaningful. So we're just taking the pelvis location in world space and having this. So and last but not least, we will take the capsule and do set world location, and that this is where we move our capsule now to. So now the capsule is either on the trace or where the pelvis is. So it should follow now the character. Let's see how that goes. So we see it is kind of following it, but we are sticking into the ground. But if we press, if we recover and if we do ragdoll again, the capsule is automatically teleported where it is. So the offset comes actually from the situation that the skeletal mesh is not at the same position where the capsule is. It is when we take a look in local space, it's under the capsule as a child, and in Z it's minus this value here. So we have to add that to this. So what we're doing, what we'll do is in begin play, we will do a new event.
Give me one sec. I'll be right back.
and we will call that the initial physics setup in case we have more to initialize. In this case, it's really only the offset, but let's try to keep it at least a little bit clean. I didn't try here to be too precise and too clean. It was more important for me to explain the single steps. So here now we take the mesh and we can take the local, the relative location, and then we can store this relative location in a variable, and we can call this pelvis offset. So in this way, we now have this value without putting a fixed number in. And when we go back to our update, so instead of just taking this directly, we will move this a little bit aside, and we do another variable just to keep it a little bit clear, and we will do something more with it later. So I take the target, and then we will subtract this from our offset, which is a minus, so it's minus, minus, it's plus, but whatever, it's doing the deal. So mesh location is what we call it, it's a variable, and now we rewire this here, put this up, and using this. So now we have the offset, and the camera shouldn't stick into the ground and not colliding with something anymore. So yeah, here we go. And now you can see that the capsule is actually moving with him, or at least jumping back. And now what we want to fix is that he is, when he's recovering, wrongly rotated. And the reason this is happening is when we take a look at the skeleton, we have the pelvis here, and the pelvis is a child of the root, but the pelvis is simulated. So in the moment we go back to animation, the root is actually tracked back in relation to the pelvis where the pelvis was, because the root itself doesn't have any physical representation. So we can fix this when we go here, show all bones, and then we go here and then add a shape. So we add a body shape here. At least this is how I understand it. So let's make a small capsule, make it really, really small. We don't really need it. This has nothing to do with collision. And we will set it to kinematic, so we don't need to simulate it. And it shouldn't have any
I think that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we come into here, we go to
yeah, here we go. And now you can see that the capsule is actually moving with him, or at least jumping back. And now what we want to fix is that he is, when he's recovering, wrongly rotated. And the reason this is happening is when we take a look at the skeleton, we have the pelvis here, and the pelvis is a child of the root, but the pelvis is simulated. So in the moment we go back to animation, the root is actually tracked back in relation to the pelvis where the pelvis was, because the root itself doesn't have any physical representation. So we can fix this when we go here, show all bones, and then we go here and then add a shape. So we add a body shape here. At least this
oh, that's why he's using a capsule, because we can't make this any smaller. Well, let's reopen that, because I wasn't resetting that number, and I don't know what it was.
is how I understand it. So let's make a small capsule, make it really, really small. We don't really
Why is this not working? Can't make this any smaller for some reason. I need to make it smaller, but I can't make it smaller for some reason.
really needed. This has not everything else. So it's add a body shape here. At least this is how I understand it. So let's make a small capsule, make it really, really small. We don't really need it. This has nothing to do with collision. And we will set it to kinematic. So we
Okay, why are you not working?
don't need to simulate really bones, and then we go here and then add a shape. So we add a body shape here. At least this is how I understand it. So let's make a small capsule, make it really, really small. We don't
This creates a whole new problem because now this is going to be huge, right?
don't really need it. This has nothing to do with collision. And we will set it to kinematic. So we don't need to simulate it. And it shouldn't have any joints with everything else. So it's just
Why is this being weird? Oh, there we go. It's working now.
independent, and it's needed, so it has its own physical representation. So now when we jump around and fall and recover, we will at least switch back to where the capsule is. So this is fixed now, and for animation, I will use the meta-human sample you can find in the launcher, and there you can find some animations we will use. So I have the fetal here, recover from front and back, and those three, we will do asset action, and then we do migrate, and migrate this into our project. We don't need the controls here, we don't need anything else, so I will disable everything, so we only
Okay, I'm going to try this, and this might work. It might also just crash. Okay, so it seems to be working. Now we just have to figure out the coming back once we leave, because it's not perfect. It's very hard to, it's going to be very hard to do, because within reason, I think that we should be a fairly decent way of projecting outwards if we get things right, where we don't have as much bullshit going on for collision stuff. But yeah, at least it's starting to work. It's not crashing the editor anymore, and that's really the most important thing.
Take those. In the moment we put them in our content folder here, they will not have a skeleton parent anymore because we didn't improve that. But if we go here and double click, it will ask us if we want to select the skeleton. And as the skeletons are the same, this is pretty convenient. I can just open it up with this. And when I open it, it looks a little bit scary. So, but if you save, it will be fine. So we open all three up and do the same. So select our skeleton, save, and then we have the animations, and it's working. It's working fine. So that's all the animations we are needing. So I don't need anything else. So you can actually follow along when you use the MetaHuman one and do the same. And I mean, you can use any kind of animation that fits to the skeleton. So now let's go and build the animation graph. So in animations, I will open up the animation graph, and the first thing we need is we have more data than the standard character one. So I will change the type here from character to the third person character, which is the child of the character. But as we have the ragdolling and stuff, we need this. That also means we have to replace the casting here to cast to our concrete third person one. We connect those, and then we can find out if we are currently ragdolling. So in the update here, I will get the reference for the character and tracks this out, and then we say ragdolling, and then we can say get ragdolling and save an own variable for that. You could do this more convenient, and there's leaner and nicer ways to do this. I will be extremely straightforward here because I didn't want to clutter this small tutorial with too many different systems and things. But yeah, there are nicer ways than just storing stuff. So next thing I want to do is remove the control rig for a second, because there's a food key placement that can get in our way. We'll fix this later in the video, but for now, let's just extend the main state. So what we need is first an alias, and we call this alias to ragdoll. If you don't know aliases, it's just making the graph a little bit nicer without too many errors. And from ragdoll, from to ragdoll, we go into our actual ragdoll, and then we go in our get up state. So when we get up, and then after get up, we want to go back to locomotion. So on the alias here, we can select everything except we don't want to go in ragdoll from ragdoll and from the gaps. So here we can say, okay, we go in the state when we are ragdolling, and then we go out of the state when we are not ragdolling. So that's pretty straightforward and nothing really special. When we come to the get ups, it will get a little bit more complex. So and from get up to locomotion, we currently don't do this, don't do anything. And here we use this fetal position. So it's just a pose. Maybe we wouldn't need it, but I can show later a little bit polishing what you can do with it. So here on the get up, we will actually make a new state machine and call this, to make it really confusing. Let's hook this up, and then let's call it, I don't know, something like get ups or something. So in this state machine, I do this because we will have later from back and from front. For now, we only do one. So we do the state, and we call this snapshot. So from a snapshot, and that's I will show that in a second, we will go to the animation from front. So snapshot. Let's go here, and so we need to know how the last pose looked like from the animation. For that, we use the snapshot, and we call this a ragdoll final pose. So we have to save this, and we can save this from the blueprint. So we can go to the blueprint here, and now when we go to animation, we need to make the snapshot. So when we,
I think it's just a, I think we can do this with a blend, right? Oh wait, I forgot to check the collisions. My bad. Okay, let's see if we can this would be what, 85 or something like that. What's the default? It'd be location 95, relative location. All right. Let's bring back up the entrance to
rest position to be collision. You could strange, and these are those here, and they are actually between the pelvis and the calf. So that's backwards. For now, we'll have a boolean. We will use the mesh here. Start the simulation, and then we have to specify which the pelvis and include collision for the capsule is now disabled. So I do collision, and then we say no collision. So now the mesh has collision, but you can see connect to a couple here from the ragdolling. So first thing we do is we will double check if we are really ragdolling with the mesh, the skeletal mesh, and for that one we want to stop the simulation. So we say set simulation here, and then hooks this up, and then new simulation 0. Next is we want to disable the collision. So as said, we do actually exactly the opposite of what we have done up there. And then next thing we want to do is we have the character movement to do in the capsule. So first the capsule, where what we want to do here is we want to enable the collision again, so for query and for physics. And then for the character movement to go back, we can take this and set the mode. And in this case, we want to go back to walking because we want to assure that when we stood up, that we are back in normal character movement. And the last thing we want to do is we want to say to the flag now we are not ragdolling anymore. So let's test this. When I do jumping, you see the camera still sticks there. When I go to the capsule itself, then you see where the capsule is. And now clear, if I let's fix this, update capsule location. And then we get our
Oh, I have an update capsule location. Okay, so get pelvis location.
tick. We will also need it a bit later, the true and false here at the end when we do some polishing. So when we are ragdolling, we want to do a line trace by channel. And first we need to find the start and at the end. And the start is the mesh, but to be more precise, we can actually use the get socket location because the bones are also considered as sockets in this case.
Oh, we already have that.
So I can get the pelvis and say I start from there, and then I trace downward. So I will add a vector and then do something like minus 100 and trace from there. So let's enable draw debug for a second so we can see where this is happening. Next, we do a branch saying if we hit something, so below below our pelvis, then we break the hit result and take the location and promote that to a variable, and that variable we call it ground, or let's call it target ground.
Location.
Location because it's below us, and then let's collapse this, connect this, and then if we don't hit anything, we still need this value to be set to something meaningful. So we're just taking the pelvis location inverse ways and having this. So, and last but not least, we will take the capsule and do set verge location, and this is where we move our capsule now to. So now the capsule is either on the trace or where the pelvis is. So it should follow now the character. Let's see how that goes. So we see it is kind of following it, but we are sticking into the ground. But if we press, if we recover and if we do ragdoll again, the capsule is automatically teleported where it is. So the offset comes actually from the situation that the skeletal mesh is not at the same position where the capsule is. It is when we take a look in local space, it's under the capsule as a child, and in Z it's minus this value here. So to we have to add that to this. So what we'll do is in begin play, we will do a new event and we will call that initial physics setup in case we have more to initialize. In this case, it's really only the offset. But let's try to keep it at least a little bit clean. I didn't try here to be too precise and too clean. It was more important for me to explain the single steps. So here now we take the mesh and we can take the local the relative location and then we can store this relative location in a variable and we can call this pelvis offset. So in this way we now have this value without putting a fixed number in. And when we go back to our update, so instead of just taking this directly, we will move this a little bit aside and we do another variable just to keep it a little bit clear, and we will do something more with it later. So I take the target and then we will subtract this from our offset, which is a minus, so it's minus, it's plus, but whatever, it's doing the deal. So mesh location is what we call it, this is a variable, and now we rewire this here, put this up, and using this. So now we have the offset.
Target ground location offset, and then subtract the this, right? So then we would do target ground location minus equals pelvis offset, and then we would component set world location, and this would be target ground location. I'm going to double check here. Sweet. There we go. We're going to do this so we can test things a little bit further. There we go. Oh, right, I forgot to call it. Let me make sure that I'm actually streaming. Okay, there we go.
Hi, in this video I'll
Do. There we go. So the update, that update's not working. Hmm. Huh. Interesting. The capsule's not right. Okay. Interesting. We are going to do this because I think the issue is actually, wait. This is the begin overlap. This is the stop overlap. This. But I think the real issue that we want, this here, we actually don't care about the enable disable right now. We want this. But actually, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. All right, I'm back. Why mess? Nothing? All right. Okay, so I think this might want to do a tick thing, which sucks. So Oh, sorry. I think we want this to be a pawn now. We're gonna have to come back to this. There we go. Oops, this should stay as pawn. Right. There we go. It's warm in here. I think that this is like overly complex, I think. Because this isn't really what we want, right? What we want is just the pelvis location. Minus this. We don't need the whole trace channel bullshit here. Okay, this should fix the problem because before it was trying to go into the ground, and now it should stop trying to go into the ground. And then we can do a blend because if we don't get hit, then it should not have much of a impact, right? Mm. Pelvis offset. Okay, cool. Cool. So we need the begin play. We need to do the pelvis offset here. Bum bum bum. Ba-da-da-da-da. Okay, so when I trigger the overlap there, now when we go into here, we should be able to see the offset of 95. Sweet, it's working, right? So now we can do this. And then we want to show collisions. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, there we go. So now we can try the subtract, because before it was trying to subtract 0. Now we want it to actually subtract the negative value, which would be an add of, because 2 minus is equal a positive, right? Damn it. Okay, what if I don't do an off at all, an offset at all? No offset. We'll just do that. I don't think this is right either. Like, right, we There we go. We're gonna have to change things around just a little bit to try and get everything to work properly here. Hmm. Damn it. I don't want to have to do this. Okay, let's try something. We're going to try something here and see what happens. ALS base character. There we go. I don't think we need the there. And then Ragdoll start. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Huh. Beautiful. Okay, so here's our mesh. Then we need to go to the blueprint. I think this is the main guy here. Mantle component. Okay, I think we might be okay. Except for we don't have the get up stuff. That might be okay though. Oh, there it is. Is that the mantle? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Reparent blueprint. There we go. This has the get up, right? I think this one does run around, but let's double check. No, he does not. Okay, perfect. So we can fuck with this guy. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Okay, so what we want to do is jump to him. Go to here and we'll do spawner. Open the spawner blueprint. Go to the actors and I'm going to add in. I'm going to add one in and make it that. And then we'll just have a essentially almost a 50-50 split. There we go. Now what we want to do is we want to grab our here. We're going to grab our vehicle. Then we're going to grab the box. And on begin overlap. If is ALS character, start Ragdoll. And then on stop overlap, Ragdoll end. I know why this happened. At least I think I do. ALS character character BP. Right. We need a delay. Well, this is fun. Look at that, it's getting worse. I don't know why it's getting worse, but it's getting worse. It's casting to see if it's if it's an unsupported type, and if it is, then we're doing this. And this has no logic in it whatsoever. So like, what the fuck? Where's the impulse? Huh? It's got to be the get hit location. It's the this one's vehicle. Ugh. Hmm. Where's impulse? There's no impulse happening here. Um. So there's no freaking impulse. Where's what? Character mesh 0. Um. Interesting. Okay, so oh, that's why. Different pelvis names. Fuck. It shouldn't be hard coded. It really shouldn't be hard coded. Find usage. Okay. But still, okay. So if I come back into here, and I come into here and I clear this, we go to this spawner, right? We edit. We have the blueprint open, right? Target spawner. We go into here and we just remove the old one altogether, right? Just delete it. Now that one doesn't exist, but I think we're still having the same problem. Yeah, there. Okay. The physics is not being added. Physics is not being enabled for some reason. There's the pelvis. This one here. Okay, so we can do this. And we do this here. There we go. Hmm. Hmm. I forgot to save. How's it going? It's going okay. Hmm. How are things with you? How are things going for you? That's really the important thing. I'm just a little bit stuck is all. I'm kind of in a weird spot where it's like I'm making progress, but it doesn't look like I'm making progress. It's that capsule location stuff is update capsule's just not working. So we just do this and this and go like this and it will look better. So now when we run over, now when we actually hit them, they'll feel okay. Somewhat. Like there's obviously I have to dial in the box, but for the most part it's pretty good. There we go. So it's not too bad. I do have to do the so it's pretty decent. All right, and then here we go. Three. So it's getting better. I do have to figure out the get up stuff, and that's kind of what I'm working on right now. So that's going to happen. Like, that is going to happen periodically, which sucks. For now. But I think that's just the. So if I come back over to here. Yeah. Okay. So it's because we don't have the capsule continuously being attached to them. Sometimes the collisions they get underneath the wheel when they first get hit, and when they get underneath the wheel, it launches us up because the wheel's trying to accommodate for them. So kind of blows, but I got rid of a lot of the the issue where they go into the cab is really not there really anymore. Like it's kind of there like a little bit, but it's not as prevalent. And it was starting to get a little bit ridiculous at times. Yeah, every now and then we get one of those. There's still a little bit of an oddity here and there. The ragdoll for the runovers are a bit annoying. I gotta work that out. But it's there. So I think what we do is we come to here and we say u function blueprint vent. Ah, nice. Okay. Let me just do this. There we go. There. And then here, if I do this, now I can do this in Blueprint and it will not be as awkward. Let's make sure we save everything. It's socket location. There we go. And what we want is to Unreal Engine
another Unreal Engine 5, typically always fine. So I'm going to drag in a reference to our mesh here. I'm a camera, so what you can do whenever you want.
So this is what he's got. Let me just blow his up and we'll try it out.
Next thing we want to do, we want to end it. And the last thing we want to do is put this down there and itself. We can say do not hide in game. So now when I recover, I do it in mid-axis. And we do this by making sure that the cap, and then we get our tick. And the tick will need it a bit later. And first we need to find the start and the end. And the start is the mesh, but to be more precise, we can actually use the get socket location because the bones are out, and then do something like minus 100. And
So we do this, and then we add minus 100 to the Z. And we grab this. There we go.
and trace from there. So let's enable draw debug for a second so we can see where this is happening. Next,
Yes, I want to do that. Persistent.
we do a branch saying if we hit something, so below our pelvis, then we break the hit result and take the location and promote that to a variable, and that variable we call it ground, or let's call it target ground location because it's below us. And then
Break. This has an location. Promote to variable. Yo, I messed up. How'd you mess up? So my girlfriend found out about old ex-girlfriend and now she... What? How dare you have a girlfriend before me?
let's collapse this, connect this, and then if we don't hit anything, we still need this value to be set to something meaningful. So we're just taking the pelvis location invert space.
Wait, are you still with her? I'm so confused here. Why? What, okay.
Having this. So, and last but not least, we will take something meaningful. So we're just taking the pelvis location invert space having this. So, and last but not least, we will take the capture and do set vert location, and this is where we move our capture.
Yeah, I straight up just do not understand what the problem is. So your current girlfriend found out about your ex, that you had an ex-girlfriend. And now she's mad at you because she found out you had an ex-girlfriend. Did you tell her that you didn't have an ex-girlfriend?
Capsule now too. So now the capsule is either on the trace or where the pelvis is. So it should follow now the character. Let's see how that goes.
You told her that she was the first girl you were with. That she was your first girlfriend.
So we see it is kind of following it, but we are sticking into the ground.
Okay. Does she assume that she's the first girl you've been in a relationship with? Is that where this is coming from?
But if we press, if we recover and if we do ragdoll again, the capsule is automatically teleported where it is. So the offset comes actually from the situation that the skeletal mesh is not at the same position where the capsule is. It is when we take a look in local space, it's under the capsule as a child. And
We can all
Z
be
minus,
confused
this
together.
value here. So to we have to add that to this. So what we're doing, what we'll do is in begin play, we will do a new event, and we will call that initial physics setup in case we have more to initialize. In this case, it's really only the offset. But let's try to keep it at least a little bit clean. I didn't try here to be too precise and too clean. It was more important for me to explain the single steps. So here now we take the mesh and we can take the local.
Hey, at least we can all be
and then we can
confused
store this
together.
relative location in a variable, and we can call this pelvis offset. So in this way, we now have this value without putting a fixed number in. And when we go back to our update, so instead of just taking this directly, we will move this a little bit aside, and we do another variable just to keep it a little bit clear, and we will do something more with it later. So I take the target, and then we will subtract this from our offset, which is a minus. So that's minus, minus, and plus.
Get. Ooh, what was it going to be? It was going to be get. Dude, you might have dodged a bullet there. I'm just gonna put it out there. From what it sounds like, you might have saved yourself a headache. This is what we call a severe red flag. I don't know. Hey, it works. Okay, here we go. What did I call this? It was pelvis offset. I think I know why this is happening. So I think this has to do with collisions, to be honest. Not collisions, but like physics simulations. So what we want to do here is make sure that this capsule is not simulating physics. There we go. That is good news. Bad news for me is that this doesn't work. Interesting. It's not a... It's moving both of them. It's moving both. So the I found the issue. It's moving both. Because they're not detached anymore. Okay, so I think the one of my issues is that Ragdoll is not if I go to collisions, we come down here and we go to Ragdoll. Oh no, okay, that works. Okay, so we're gonna play with a couple things real quick here. One, this is gonna be a pawn now. We're gonna not ignore pawns. And we are going to ignore vehicle. Overlap. Right now, I don't care about it actually doing collision checks and stuff like that. So right now we just want to we want to get it to work before we get it right. I think we still want no collisions on it, to be honest. Like when we activate Ragdoll, I think the capsule should have no collision, and then when we want to reactivate it, we want to put collisions back. But we're gonna find out. They're still not detached. It's probably because of the root bone. Oh, you know what? Wait. Yeah, okay, this. It's because of this. Yeah, it's this. I'm fairly certain it's this here that's causing the problem. Wait. It's I don't think it's actually even moving any of the collisions, to be honest. Okay, so yeah, the capsule's just not moving. Hmm. Nari, welcome. How are the things? Yeah, here we go. We're causing a loop here where we're disabling physics, and this disabling physics is the reason why this is happening. Okay. Slow and steady. This clear is not happening, apparently. Uh, so we've largely got, okay, so if I come in here and we just remove this and remove this, this works quite well. Actually, let's double check, make sure it actually is working quite well. Because, like, there's definitely some issues, but that's fine. We can work through the issues. Hmm. Well, this is interesting. It has to do with this. So I think we can do this if and this might do the trick. How was your stream though? What have you been working on? I was working like the other day, but I can't remember what you were working on. No, it was. I thought it was art for some. I do think it was art. Uh, I think I know. I think I know what the issue is. It might be this, but I don't think so because I don't know. This was working until I started fucking with stuff. All right. Oh, it's this. This is why. Okay. Um, Unreal isn't something I know too. Stream went well, working on to do. Unreal isn't something I know so well, so well, I've barely touched. I've just barely touched Unity. Yeah, I haven't really touched Unity at all. Like, I'm sure I could probably get used to Unity. I'm not a big fan of Unity personally. This is new. Oh, okay. I think we're fine. Ah. There we go. That fixed it. That's interesting. Well, programs that you use are Unity. Yeah, like all the VTuber stuff is all Unity, right? Yeah. What the actual fuck is going on here? Yeah, something like that. So I could go back and fix the issue that I was having. I can fix this, right? I just kind of don't want to. This is physics looks spotty, right? Um, this is actually what I was doing before. So far, this has been the best way to do it. Than this. Yeah, we'll have them worked out today, for the most part. I'm thinking of just dialing it in, so it's hard to detect the issue. Because like, the harder it is to pull off, the better. I'll have to figure some. I've got to figure something out at some point here. Um, yeah, it's fine. I get it. What the? Oh, right. Well, you can play test. It is available. Playtesting is an option. A version of it is available for playtest. Welcome back, Jack. No, it is there. Interesting. Oh, right. Fuck. Forgot about that. A follow? On Twitch? Or on YouTube? Oh, on itch. Ah, okay. I was like, I am ever so slightly confused right now. I know why. Well, I know what's going on now. I remembered. It was this. I think it was that. It might not be though. It was that. Hell yeah. Uh, um. Hmm. I think right now, just to save myself a bit of a headache, we'll do this. Mecha miniatures. Thank you. Thank you for the raid, man. I am trying desperately to fix some issues that are just not going my way here. But there we go. Now they're mostly fixed. To some degree, at least. How is Caitlin doing today? When I'm going slow enough, it does definitely cause problems because they don't launch enough. So I'm gonna have to do some quick changes here. Mm. Let's see if this fixes it. Yeah, that did. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that's what I thought was about to happen. There we go. Look at that. How's the orcs coming along, Becca? So the next thing I guess that I need to do is figure out if I'm actually in line to hit them, because technically they start going down before I actually get to them. And we want to make sure that I actually run over them. I'm kind of curious as to what this looks like, though. Yes, it works. This actually gives you like a cube to it makes it target. Whee! Whee! All right, I'm pretty happy with how this is working so far. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this here over, and we're gonna do this and that, and save, compile. Beautiful. Let's reopen. No, it's this one that I wanted. Viewport. I'm gonna actually make this a tiny bit larger. There we go. So I think what we do on the end overlap is we reset them to their last to their current location, right? So instead of doing this, let's just reset. We could do that, and it would just fix the problem, potentially. But I don't know if I want to do that. I'll be right back. Okay. Where was I? Where was I? We were definitely running. We were running over some girls. I wanted to fix what was going on with this one. So I'm definitely blocking on something here. And I'm not entirely sure what. I think it's the collider. I want to say that it's this here. I think this is, yeah, it's C++. There's our mass. And if I go up to the obstacle collider, we do collisions. I think we just do overlap all for now. Try that. Oh, play. Okay, there's something that's causing that. I need to get to the bottom of this because I would like to get this game back into a playable state again. Oh, wait. No, that's the mesh. The capsule has overlap for vehicle. World, world static. uh, you know what? I think this needs to be a vehicle. No, this should be, yeah, this should be overlap all. World static. That should be fine, right? I think it's this. If I do no collisions for this, we do this, right? And then we hit play and we drive into them. Is that the one that was causing the problem? No, it wasn't. So it wasn't that one. Is it this one? Nope. It's got to be in the mesh. It's in. Oh, it's in the mesh. There we go. That fixes that problem. But does it cause any issues with the main ones that we actually care about hitting? Yeah, it fucks them completely. Okay. Good. So they need to block on that, which means how the fuck am I gonna do that? Uh Oh, you know what I could do? We could do this. This might be the play. It's a little bit better. I think it's this one. Oh no, that's no collision. Meshes overlap. Pedestrian here is ragdoll. We block on ragdolls. Pedestrian has no collision. Oh, you know what? Now it can't do collisions. I don't think that it can do collisions anymore. Yeah, that fixes the problem. For the most part, it somewhat fixes the problem. Like every now and then you get a little bit of weirdness. But you're also driving through a giant crowd of people, and I can fix this later. I still gotta refine this. The important thing is that the girls that we care about ragdoll nicely. Okay. Now, if we come back to here and we go to this one here, we do overlap all and custom pawn is block. Oh, it's working. They're trying to avoid me. They're not very good at it, but they're trying to avoid me. The collisions are annoying. The occasional that is kind of annoying and pissy, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm not that upset about it. Okay. Progress is definitely being made. We have most of this done. And I'm getting in contact with some people about road stuff. Okay. Let's see here. This is mostly working. I will need to figure out the pedestrian issue. I think it has to do with the pedestrian ragdolls. I think that might solve the problem. Oh wait, no, that was definitely not it. I just want to know what I'm getting caught on. Oh, these are physics bodies. What if... I think I've got physics bodies ignored for the wheels. Yeah, I do. All right. Well, as much as it blows, we do have it in its overlap. Hey, Rose. I'll show you my game. Ah, it's coming along. This is my game right now. I'm having some issues with these occasionally becoming hard surfaces that cause me to smack into them in the least nice way. And I'm not entirely sure which one it is, like what it is that I'm crashing into there. Yeah, the idea though isn't to hit them. The idea is to hit only the targets. So this is my kind of like main test map that I play. That was weird. Oh. Wait, what's the collision on this? Oh, wait. There we go. So I've got this. Huh. The girls work here, they just don't work on the other one. Anyways, these are the main girls. And we don't... Wait, what are the collisions on these? Pawn. Gotta ignore on that one. Ragdoll trace ignore. Ignore all ragdoll stuff. Ignore physics body. Vehicle. Pawn. Okie dokie. Let's try this. Yeah, these are... These girls here are kind of important. These ones here are a bit weird, and I don't know why these ones are working, but the ones on the other map aren't. I guess it kind of is what it is right now. They're the unimportant girls anyway, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Huh, there's still one alive. One of these girls isn't dead. There she is. There we go. Oh, I just had my issue where one of them did not actually die. There we go. Yeah, it's still not perfect. There's still so many problems. There we go. I do wonder if I can actually swap out the other girls for these. But I'll worry about that later, because these girls work better, and they feel better to hit. Anyways, it's working, and that's what's important. It's not perfect, but improvements on the Ragdoll systems have been made. There we go. Beautiful. And then we go over to here and we do this here. There we go. I haven't had a build out in a while and I want to get a build out. So tonight the goal is to get one build out. Beautiful. Still not perfect, but better. I prefer the I do prefer where we're at right now for getting everything set up as far as like the ragdolls and stuff like that. I like the feel of the ragdolls that we have. We are going to need new ragdolls though. Or we're going to have to readjust them. The pedestrians. But we'll do that. Hmm. Oh, I forgot to do the bumping. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Mhm. Save. Ba-da-da-da-da. Devlog. Write a new devlog. Updates to target Ragdoll system. I have made some updates to the Ragdoll system used by the target girls. It should feel a bit better, and they should be less prone to going through the truck. The non-target girls are currently a bit weird feeling. They will be the next thing I tackle. The next thing I work on. Please note it is possible to down a girl at the moment and not have it count as hitting. This is being worked on. Well, bam, if anybody is interested. Oh, let's just go raid this person. All right, I'm going to call it a night. But in the meantime, we're going to go raid Dr. Elliot. I will catch you guys all later. Ta-ta for now. Night.